Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Soulful Sips and Real Talk. This episode is a little different. Today, I want to talk about what it really feels like to be in this season of your 40s as a Black woman. It's the quiet unraveling, the awakening, the in between stages that you go through. It's about grief and clarity, unlearning and becoming. It's in so many different things wrapped up into one. You're exhausted, but I take this season, of realizing how long you've been gone. And so today's episode isn't just a chat, it's an offering, a poem, and kind of like a note to every queen who is still here and still her, despite it all. So, get comfortable and let these words meet you right where you are. They say life begins at 40, but they don't tell you how much you've already survived. How many masks you've worn, how many nights you've laid awake, spinning prayers into protection for everybody but yourself. A Black woman in her 40s, you wear strength like a second skin. But don't confuse that with never breaking. You've cracked quietly, beautifully, and still bloomed. They don't talk about the real shit, about the stretch between who I was and who the hell am I now. About mothering while mourning your own unmet needs. About being the friend, the wife, the daughter, the sister, and sometimes the ghost in your own damn story. But love, you are not invisible. You are a whole revolution wrapped in cocoa butter, grief, grit, and grin that says, I've seen some things, and I'm still standing. This ain't no midlife crisis. This is a midlife reclaiming, a resurrection, a soft, sacred clapback to every box they try to squeeze your magic into. You are not too much. You are the exact amount this world needs more of. You've loved hard, lost heavy, let go of dreams that once fit, but now feel like hand-me-downs from the past. Not always graceful, but always truthful. Cussing in one breath and praying in the next. Wearing your hair natural, pressed, wrapped, or gone, because freedom doesn't always look the same every day. So to the Black woman in her 40s, you are neither late nor broken nor behind. You are becoming, unlearning, loving yourself in full volume. No whisper, no apology. You are grown, not just in age, but in soul. And baby, that's power. So here's to you, pouring into yourself, even when it's messy, even when it's quiet, even when no one claps. You deserve softness. You deserve joy. You deserve to be the main character in your own damn story. And no matter what they say, you are still here. And more than that, you are still her. Let's pause and sit with that just for a minute. And I want to briefly just kind of share what inspired this piece. In this season, I feel like it's both loud and quiet. It's full of grace and tenderness. And for many Black women, our 40s don't always get celebrated. I feel like It's a milestone. And yes, we do celebrate our 40 when we hit it, but I feel like the in between stages in your 40s don't always get celebrated and heard. And so for me, I have gone through a lot of emotional stages in this season. And so if you feel lost or unseen or not heard, I hope this helps. And I hope you feel less alone. If you're unsure of what's going on right now with you, I hope this brings comfort. And so, some of the stages that I've gone through, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other women have gone through these stages as well. They obviously looked different for everybody, but had similarities. So, I'm just going to touch on some of them. I feel like I've gone through this awakening period. And this is like when you start to realize that you have been on autopilot for so long, constantly questioning your routines and your roles and even the relationships around you. And I definitely have felt that one. Like, I just felt like my routines were so monotonous. It was just the same thing every day of the week. And even now, I still kind of do some of the similarities, but trying to break that cycle or, get out of the roles that I've been in for so long. And even releasing some of the relationships that just no longer serve where I'm at and where I'm trying to go. And it's unsettling. It's, it's like a fog, but it finally starts lifting. It finally starts shifting and moving, and you are starting to see the things that you need in your life. And so I'm going to ask you, to just kind of think about it as I'm going through, when was the last time you asked yourself, is this really what I want? What do I want in this season? And then I think number two of like some of the stages is the grieving. You start to grieve the things you didn't know you were allowed to grieve. Time lost or pieces of yourself you've given to so many people. And dreams that maybe you put on hold or dreams that even no longer fit what you're doing in your life. And I don't ever want you to think that grief is a weakness. It is your soul finally recognizing like, wow, I I don't need this. I have to let this go. I have to release this part of myself that I have been carrying around so long that no longer fits or serves what I'm trying to do. And so, another question that I want to ask you, what are you quietly mourning or grieving right now if you're in this stage? Have you asked yourself that? Next, it's releasing. It's releasing the stages of letting go of the guilt, of the roles that feel like you're suffocating and you're always constantly trying to be everything to everybody around you. And you're releasing that and you're starting to say, no, I can't do that for you right now. And it's without guilt or the no's without explaining yourself. So I'm coming with another question. I'm asking you these questions to kind of think about it as I'm going through these stages that I've gone through. So with the releasing, what have you released that once defined you? And so we move to like reclaiming. Here you start owning your power back and reclaiming it. You reclaim your voice, your time, the asking for permission, that stops. You stop asking for permission to exist in your own fullness. Start to become who you need to become. And so I'm asking you with that, what part of yourself are you reclaiming? And that's something to think about. A lot of times, these stages that we go through, they're hard, but because it's teaching you what truly matters and what needs to matter in your life. We go through these different stages of life, and as we're growing older and we're learning different things and finding out what we like and the things that we don't like, all at the same time, while doing this, we're tending to so many other people. And so though you're somewhat finding the things that you like and don't like and getting to know who you are, bits and pieces, you're not fully immersed in yourself. I know that a lot of times Black women have to be strong for so many different reasons, but this is a different kind of strong. I'm stepping into my grown phase, and I'm loving every inch of it. And I'm really taking in, like, wow, I never knew that this strength could be so powerful, but yet soft and gentle towards myself. If that makes any sense, I hope it does for you. It's me not worrying about what everybody else is going to think or feel. And I have never done that before. I've always wanted to make the next person happy or try to be there for that person in all capacities, even when it was draining myself. And it's me stepping back and finally being like, yeah, I can do it, and I'm okay with that. But once you continue to do that routine over and over and you stand tall, it's a breath of fresh air. It's that whew, releasing it, and it feels good. And so it takes me to the my fifth stage of emotions, and it's the becoming. You may not have it all figured out, but what you have done is you've stopped pretending. I don't know how long I've gone through my life pretending like I had everything figured out because I didn't want the next person or the next girl, best friend or whatever, to see that I didn't have that shit together and I didn't know what I was doing. But it's truth. It's your truth. And I don't care how people look at me or what they say. It is just the letting people know, like, I don't have it all together and that's okay, but guess what I am doing? I'm working my steps to figure things out for myself. And then once I have it figured out for me, then I'll bring you in to my space. You're choosing your peace. You're learning how to love yourself out loud. And that is these are the stages that I have gone through. And like I tell you, man, it can be rough. It can be rough. But it is necessary. It is needed. So with my last question, as we break these layers down, can you celebrate your process even if the destination is still unclear? Think about that question. Are you able to stand tall, stand up and say, you know what? I don't have it all figured out, but I'm loving where I'm going. I'm loving where I'm at. I don't know where that destination is going to take me or where I'm going to land, but I trust the process. I trust what God has in store for me. So, can you celebrate your process even if the destination is still unclear? So, my beautiful souls, if you're feeling all the things, tired, confused, the grief, the unsettling, things aren't always clear. You're not broken. And don't let anybody make you feel that way. You're just waking up, honestly, to who you really are and the things that you really want. And I can't stress this enough. Like, I was so, I think, at a point of like scared to share some of these things because, a lot of times you feel like you're behind or you feel like, I don't see nobody else. I don't see none of my girlfriends going through this stuff or, am I the only one grieving this process or, going through these emotions? And you're not. Like I said, you're just waking up to who you really are because you've been tied to so many different people and so many different things. And so I want to tell you to keep pouring into yourself. Keep trusting the process. Keep trusting your truth. And above all of that, I need you to know that you are still here and you are still her. You are that woman that has so much more reclaiming and becoming to embark on. And I want to be here for the ride with you. I really do. I hope that you are embracing this journey with me because it is different and it's new because you've never gone through it before. But I am really stepping back and like taking it in strides and being like, man, this is nice. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be or it felt like. So you are still here. You are still her. And that is going to wrap up this episode. And I hope that poem touched you or at least made you just really think about some things. And I hope the stages that I broke down for you that I've gone through and the questions that I've asked, I hope you are able to stop and listen back to this and really think about what you need and what those questions mean to you. And I'd love to know what part of this episode touched you the most. What part meant something to you and really played or really is playing a part in your life of maybe what you're going through. So I am going to ask you to send me a direct message on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. You can DM me or message me on Instagram at Soulful Sips with Dakiya to share your thoughts. And or you can tag and follow me. I'd love to just be a part of this journey with you. And if you know another sister who would appreciate this episode, share the episode. And until next time, make every sip count and let love be the flavor that fills your cup. I am on this journey and I'm hoping that you are along for the ride and you're enjoying it and you are pouring into yourself and you're sipping your coffee or your tea and you're doing it with your head held high and you're like, I got this, and I'm not alone. So, until next time, ladies.